episode 51 here of the Bullpen. Happy holidays. Today is Christmas Eve. We are recording this a little early, prematurely, but doing a little something different here. We are doing a 2027 rankings draft. So I'll let you guys kind of explain it. Tyler, Drew, whoever, but kind of get in on the details.
And you guys can hop in here and correct me if I'm wrong, but honestly, we got this idea from our guys over in Indiana, our neighbors. We got Cooper Trinkle, Connor Matting, and honestly, like, we saw what they did with the 2028 class, and we thought it'd be a great idea to do something similar for the 27s. We were obviously, they'd already released their thing for the 28s. We dropped our 28 rankings a while back. So we thought this would be a nice little fun, more laid-back podcast to do, especially with the holidays. And I know a lot of us on here are traveling next week and everything, going to be out of town. So just something fun, something lighthearted. I think with the 27s, a lot of these guys were just at the future games. I think everybody on here just has a ton of knowledge with the 27 class. And so, yeah, I mean, I feel like that really covers it. I don't know if any of you guys got anything else, but.
No, you mentioned the guys in Indiana. I thought they did an awesome job with the podcast over there, so check it out if anybody out there has any interest in Indiana prospects as well. But I think the difference here today, which we're going to kind of just see as we go, they were each their own team and individually making the selection. And I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic here with our teams. It's going to be myself, Nick DiBenedetto joining us, and then Dane Poe, all on one team selecting these players, while Tyler, Peter, and Gavin Smith here are going to be selecting the other team. So the discussion back and forth on who to pick, we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to highlight some players in the 2027 class. A lot of it may be repeat guys that we talk about a lot, especially early on in the draft. But hopefully, as we get down, into the 15th pick or whatever, we can really dive into some guys that maybe haven't gotten a ton of love on the podcast or whatever it may be, social or in the ranking spotlights, whatever. So excited. This is a really good class after kind of prepping for this draft. A lot of names that I'm excited to either pick or talk about or see you guys pick and get upset about it. So yeah, should be a fun little holiday episode here.
And I'll say this. Sorry, just to hop in, like, how we're kind of doing it is we're filling out a roster that would win like a 3-game set. Like, if we rolled the ball out tomorrow, somehow Mother Nature made Chicago or all of Illinois warm tomorrow. This is how we're doing it, a 3-game set, who would beat who. And I think the interesting wrinkle with that is, okay, we're not probably just going straight down our rankings sheet right now, right? Because with our rankings, there's guys that are like projection guys, right? And with this, I don't want to give away either team's strategy potentially, but like, we may be taking guys that maybe have a higher floor right now opposed to a guy who has a higher ceiling and maybe a lower floor right now, but like, hey, maybe so-and-so's ranked ahead, like the guy with the projection is ranked ahead of the guy who has a higher floor right now that we might pick. So it's not probably going to just be, hey, here's our Illinois rankings, here's 1 through 35, or anything like that. I think with both teams, there's probably going to be some guys that are maybe down more in the rankings that some of us are probably going to take. So I think that's an interesting wrinkle with this, and I just wanted to throw that note in there.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking 9 position players, 1 DH, 1 utility player, 1 two-way player, 3 starting pitchers, and 3 relievers. That two-way player, we did discuss, like, we don't need to specify if they're going to be a starter or a reliever. We're not going to get in like deep in the weeds like that. It's just kind of simple. That's our two-way player on our roster. And then a couple more things. The way we split this up was Drew and Hammett were going to be like our team captains. Dane and I needed to be split up since we're in Central Illinois. And then Nick and Tyler were going to be split up since they are both up in Chicagoland. So we basically spun a wheel to determine where Dane and myself would go, and then where Tyler and Nick would go. But we're also going to spin the wheel here, if you guys are ready, for which team gets first pick. So let me share my screen so you guys don't think I'm cheating here. I actually don't know either if I care about first pick or not. But
you got to hit the drum roll too, Gavin. We discovered a soundboard that our esteemed producer Gavin Smith found before this. So hopefully this comes in okay.
All right, here we go. So the first pick is
Let's go.
Or I guess you can choose. I guess I'm assuming you guys want first pick, but
Yeah, I think Dane and Nick get in here, but we thought we'd be in pretty good shape if we had the first pick.
okay.
Yeah. Feel free to get off your mutes. I want to hear from you guys. Like, are we doing the plan we briefly talked about with taking our guy and slotting him?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. That's correct.
And for the people at home, this will be a snake style draft. We decided that kind of last second last night. So Drew's squad has first pick, then our team will take the next 2 picks, and then they will take the next 2 picks, and so on and so forth.
All right. So I think between all of us, the first pick was pretty cut and dry. We want Caden Wozniewski on our team. He is going to be the pick. But the dynamics of this draft and this team are a little unique. If we took Caden Wozniewski as our two-way player, which we love him with the bat, we love him on the infield. He's a plus runner. We'd have to slot him in as our two-way guy, and we only get one two-way selection. So we're gonna take Caden Wozniewski, and he's gonna be our number 1 starting pitcher. He's gonna be sitting at the top of the rotation. So I am plugging him in as our starting pitcher for I don't know what our team name is, but we'll call him Team 2 for right now. So Caden Wozniewski, you're taking the ball game 1 Friday night, and I feel really good about our chances already.
That's obviously, I think that's who we were going to pick too, Drew, but I think I'm more excited about how this is going to lay out for us, the way that we talked about it, getting that second pick. But Tyler, Pete, we already know where we're going with this. I'll let you guys make the selections here.
Well, I'll hop in. We had a weird feeling that we were not going to get first pick. So how we decided, there was a couple different ways we could go with this, but with our first pick, we are going to take Brady Cunningham out of Brother Rice, and with Brady, we're going to use him as our two-way player. Brady can slot in, at any of the corner spots on the infield. But with Brady, he's a good arm. He was a big-time arm for Brother Rice all year last year. Another guy who, pretty high floor on the mound already. He could go out there and win us a game tomorrow. I'd have no doubt about it. So that is going to be our two-way selection. And then really, we're hoping we were going to snag this. When you first brought up you were taking a starting pitcher, we didn't know if it was going to be Caden Wozniewski or this next guy. So we are thrilled to announce that we will be taking Traxton Roberts with the 3rd overall pick, right-hander out of Armstrong. Kid has just been on a meteoric rise, really, for a couple years now for us in front of our staff. He's been a big-time performer, was awesome at the Future Games, awesome at our state games, and he was our most valuable pitcher at the state games, correct?
Yeah.
Gavin?
Yep.
Absolutely lights out. And we obviously think the sky's the limit with this kid. So there are our first 2 picks, Brady Cunningham out of Brother Rice and Traxton Roberts out of Armstrong.
I'm not upset about that pick. We just got the most dynamic arm in the 2027 class. A guy that if he continues to trend in the right direction, I could see him being a high-level draft out of high school. No suspense needed here. We're going Brady Bunick. We just got 2 of the best starting pitchers in the state now, locking down our team. It's all about pitching and defense, and we'll figure out ways to score runs. I'm not too worried about that. So Brady Bunick, he should get a really, really good chance to throw a ton of innings for Libertyville this year. He's committed to Tennessee. He's currently the number 2 2027 in our class. Monster, workhorse frame, him and Caden. Good luck hitting those boys. And I love Traxton Roberts too. I love the pick. But I am not disappointed right now. So I think the real question here is we kind of thought, Bunick would be off the board. We had 2 guys in mind who we would take with the next 2 picks. With us taking 2 starting pitchers, you need a legit backstop back there to handle these guys. Not to mention, he's going to probably sit in our 3-hole. He's going to provide a left-handed bat. We're going Tristan Steger as our next pick, and I'm already ready to talk some smack about this team because it's about as good as it could lay out right now. So Tristan Steger, he'll be our next pick. He's St. Lawrence. He's a guy that you want to talk about St. Lawrence winning 3A state last year. They didn't even have Steger. He had to sit out the spring, had a huge summer, tore it up at our future games. I think he went 6 for 7, at the future games. There might be a video coming out later on our social with him maybe stating that. But he's committed to Kentucky. He committed to Kentucky after the future games and plays with his hair on fire. Can really handle those arms back there, and gives St. Lawrence, who didn't really lose much, last year in graduation. They lost a couple guys, but really he's like a free agent signing that they're going to have this year coming into the spring. So, give it back to you guys.
Well, that's where we were going. We were going to take Steger, so fantastic pick there. Way to make it tough on us. But I think we've got, just texting here in our chat, we've got some alternative options that we're equally as excited about. So, Pete, I'll toss it to you if you wanna make these selections.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to? What do you think? Take number 5 right there.
Yeah, I think we take number 5 on our board here.
What do we think?
Oh boy.
Oh, he's just okay. Okay, no.
Yeah.
No. We're taking Andrew Talbert as our utility player.
Yep.
That dude, he's an absolute baller. I like him anywhere on the field. He can play outfield. He can play shortstop. He can play second. We're going to put him in utility. He'll hit towards the top of our lineup. And then we're going to take Chase Reinhardt on the mound just to help bolster up that rotation. He's like one of the more high floor guys right now. He's got good pitchability. He'll mix it up. He'll change speeds. And, yeah, I mean, I like him right after Traxton Roberts. That's a good 1-2 punch right there.
And I think with Chase, what he did at future games was also super impressive. I know Gavin had brought it up yesterday in kind of our draft meeting as a team. And just to echo everything Pete said, I think Reinhardt gives us a great chance. He'll be slotted as technically our game 2 starter. And we would love that. So.
All right, I think there's some discussions to be had with our second pick, but our first pick is an absolute no-brainer. You want to talk about building a good team, you build it up the middle. We've got starting pitching locked in. We've got a catcher. We're taking our shortstop. We're taking Jackson Tucker. Oswego East, committed to Oklahoma State. Absolute stud. Can really, really pick it on the infield. He's going to make every play. He's going to make the spectacular play. He's going to be steady Eddie. You want to talk about floor ceiling. That guy's got a huge, huge floor right now and an even bigger ceiling. Went off against Team Indiana in game 1 of the future games. Hit 2 home runs. Hit a backside home run. Was the MVP of that game. The guy can really do it all. He sits, towards the top of our rankings. Man, we are locking down a really good team here in Jackson Tucker. I think this now is where it gets interesting. Dane, I like who you threw out here. I like the last comment you put in there, but I'm gonna chat you right now. We're going to take Tyler Gluting with our next pick, and we are going to take him as a right fielder. Tyler Gluting came into the future games as a 2-way guy. First off, he goes to Mateo Valley. He's committed to Oklahoma. He came into the future games as one of our most exciting 2-way guys. There's all kinds of arm talent on the mound. Was super excited to see him, get on the mound. And we knew he could swing the bat, but all he did the entire future games was impress us with the quality of at-bats, the floor that he has as a position guy, the left athlete that he is. He took some of the most complete at-bats, professional at-bats of Team Illinois at the Future Games, was super impressive. I love the way he plays. He's got instincts to the game. So like for me, hey, he's going to be our right fielder. If an arm goes down and we need to throw Tyler Gluting out there, we got 94-95 from the left side with dynamite stuff. But right now there's more polish as a position guy, and he's going to impact our club, as a position guy. So super pumped there. We got 2 left-handed hitters at the top of our order. We'll probably lead off with Gluting. We'll go Jackson Tucker in the 2-hole, and we got Tristan Stager hitting from the left side in the 3-hole. So matching up against us already is going to be pretty tough late in the game.
All right, all right. We got our picks here. I think it sounds
like. Who
like
else did you take? You took Gluting and who? Did you guys make a second pick?
Yeah, just one of the top position guys in the class. Probably going to be a high-level draft follow. Jackson Tucker. Yeah. Yeah, we got our shortstop.
Sorry, I missed that.
It's all
My
good.
bad.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're good. You guys are planning your next picks. I get it. We're going to be doing the same here.
Well, it sounds like Team Drew is feeling really good, and I'm happy for those guys. But I think we're going to solidify our middle infield here. Pete, Ty, I'll let you guys each take the pick.
I guess it depends. I mean, we're going to take Blake Ragsdale and Colin Campbell. It's kind of take your pick with where you want them to play. I would think let Campbell play short with the arm strength and let Rags take second, but they are interchangeable. Do you guys have a preference on which way we go there? On who that's short?
Either way. I think the beauty there is we got 2 really good defensive shortstops, and having the luxury to slot one of them at second base. Don't hit the ball up the middle, Team Drewski. So
we may need a second here. Those are quick selections.
Well, guys, to fill some void here, Pete and Ty, I'm not going to spoil a pick, but I feel pretty confident that we're going to be able to snag our next round of picks that we already have ready. Because, our team is just so on top of it, like we're ready for like the next 2
You guys are
picks.
the chump 3. I don't want to hear it from you guys. Come on now.
This is like chess, Dan. We're like 6 moves ahead of you right now.
Hey, unless there's a guy that you see here, I think a lot of these guys we'll be able to get for value later. So sticking with up the middle theme, I think he's the best center fielder in the class. We're going to go Anthony Cardellano. I mentioned we've got some top of the order guy. We got Tyler Gluting. I think Cardellano's a guy that with him and Gluting in the outfield, you got a really, really good defensive outfield already. Whether Cardellano hits leadoff or hits 9-hole, he's going to fill out your lineup, and he's the type of guy I want on my team. He's going to play super hard. We got a bunch of grinders that have talent right now, and that's what it's all about to me. So we're going to take Anthony Cardellano, Brother Rice, 2027. Still uncommitted out there, college coaches. Take a look. If he's been a longtime football guy, plays like a football guy, plays super hard, always looking to take the extra base, and can flat go get it in the outfield. Right-handed hitter, bat-to-ball guy, sprays it around the yard. Super exciting prospect that I'm really, really high on. Type of guy you want on your team, and a type of guy that's impossible to keep out of the lineup as well. It's going to get interesting here on the next pick, but I think this is the sleeper of the draft so far, the fact that he made it this far down the list. And I really think the only reason is because he's been out this like basically the entire 2025. But Trevor McClure is one of the more exciting prospects in the 2027 class. We're going to take him as our 2-way guy. Gives me Owen Murphy vibes. Riverside Brookfield was selected by the Braves a little while back as an arm. But Owen Murphy was that guy that was always so talented on the mound. You kind of forgot about him as a position player. Maybe just didn't put as much value on him as a position player because it was so good on the mound, but ends up playing for Team USA as a 2-way guy. Set all kinds of records his senior year. He was like our player of the week, I felt like 30 different times during his senior year spring season. And Trevor McClure does it all. Set his high school. He's at Mount Vernon. He's still uncommitted as well. Check him out. But as a freshman, he set his single season stolen base record down there for Mount Vernon. And I absolutely love it on the mound. We've got three of the top right-handers in the class towing the rubber for us. So that's what I got. I love our picks, and yeah, our team's rounding out pretty good so far.
All right, guys. You mind if I take this one? All right. So
Please.
our pick. What I don't even know what pick we're on. We're gonna get a starting pitcher here. Jimmy Benson from St. Lawrence. The dude just wins. He gets outs. For St. Lawrence last year, he was like 10-1 or 11-1. Helped them get to state and win a state title. Came to the future games, did a really good job at the future games, just attacks the zone, mixes it up. He will be a tough pitcher to face for Drew and team's lineup. And then on the next pick, we're taking Cole Brent at normal U High. He will play center field for us. Is that right, guys? We want him in center field? Okay. Left-handed bat, lockdown outfielder, kind of has some thump in the bat too. 2027 at normal U High. So we are taking Jimmy Benson and Cole Brent with our next two picks.
And I'll just say this. I absolutely love our starting three. Just to touch on Jimmy Benson real quick, like this kid as a sophomore in the state semifinals absolutely pitched his tail off against Triad last year, which last year, Dane, you know just as well as probably anybody on here with the amount of times you saw Triad, how good that lineup was last spring, and the way he was able to shut them down in the state semis for 3A last year was super impressive. So absolutely love our starting pitching staff right now.
I'll be honest, I have no idea which way to go right now.
Tyler, Pete, they must not have a big board like we've got here. They must not.
Yeah,
be
no,
prepared.
we didn't make a pref list with like our top 30 picks. It was all based on position value, which I think is by far the best way to do it. But hey, to each their own. Because
Yeah.
we looked and we slotted guys and we figured, hey, these are the positions we want to attack early. These are the ones that I think there's a lot more depth in. So, left-handed hitters, whatever it may be, we wanted to lock up the middle of our field. There was a method to this madness, not just putting down a, hey, top whatever. Dane, get in here. Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we have like this is a system, man.
Yes.
Like you guys are just like, oh, 1, 2, 3. No, we have boom, 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 boom. And that's how we're dominated, man. We're dominating right now.
I kind of echo exactly what Dane's saying. But yeah, I mean, there probably needs to be a shot clock on us because there's a lot to discuss right now. It's not just plug and play and just, oh, whatever, we'll figure it out. Like, there is some really good prospects on the board right now, and I think that's the hardest thing to decide between. If we take, all right, Di Benedetto, Nick, if you want to get in here and lock it in, I'll let you take it away. You're liking our next pick.
We're going with the one that I said.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. We are going to be taking Cash Van Houten as our utility player. Yeah, he can super athletic kid. He's gonna be able to play all over the field for us, give us any position at any time. So he kind of help out with our team dynamic here.
And you just said it, like he is to me like one of the more unselfish kids. Like we had him at the future games. We brought down a lot of guys that could play all over when you talk about the Andrew Talbots of the world. And Cash was right there. And he's one of those guys like, man, just put me anywhere. Like, I just want to be on the field. I want to ball out. I want to go play. He could lock down center. He could play second. He could play short. Oh, and by the way, he's also like low to mid 90s on the mound with a breaking ball, throws strikes. I know we took him as a utility. But I think he fits the mold that we're looking for. Like, we want grinders and guys with talent, and Cash has that. Committed to Illinois. Really excited to see Cash kind of develop here the next couple of years to high school. But that's going to be our first pick of the draft. I think we go who we're talking about. I'm shooting you guys a note right now. Yeah. And I think we plug them in here. I absolutely love it. There's no reason why he can't play there. All right, our next pick, we're going to take a left fielder. Our outfield is going to be complete, and we're taking Quinn Rooney. We are taking a guy with all kinds of floor, all kinds of ceiling. He's 6'5", left, runs a 6'7", 6'7", something like that. But he goes to Bennett. He helped Bennett get to state this year. Comes to the future games, plays for Team Select, does it all there, plays first base. We had a ton of outfielders on Team Select. He's another guy who's like, man, I can play first base, I can play outfield. He can play anywhere. He's going to roam left field. Between him, Cardellano, and Gluting, they're going to be pretty locked down out there. Really, really interesting left-handed hitter as well for how long levered he is, really controls his levers. And then he got on the mound. He was up to 88 at the future games. I know Pete saw him and was really in on it. So he's another just dynamic talent that we have on our team. And I know a lot of our guys can impact it in multiple ways.
Yeah, I like this, Gav and Tyler.
All right,
Send it in.
Want to
Go
let it
ahead,
rip?
boys.
All right, we're going to take Carson Tribolini as our third baseman and Omar Avalos as our left fielder.
I mean, that's
Nice thing
like
with
a
the
pretty good infield to me,
Yeah, we
right,
got like
guys?
6
Tribolini,
shortstops. So.
Yeah, we're building it how you should build it. Getting those athletic shortstops. Tribolini's very solid defensively. It's very mature defensively. High fundamentals. When I saw him in the spring, it was the same thing at the future games. He's committed to Illinois. Omar Avalos staying home. He's going to SIUE and very dynamic on both sides of the ball. So it will be great to have 2 center fielders already in the outfield, and then, like you guys said, we got 3 shortstops. So
Yeah, I mean,
very excited about where we're looking right now.
I love getting Omar Avalos there. That kid is so fun to watch. He was one of my favorite. Huh?
Yeah, he just hits every time we see him.
Yeah, he hits, and I really like him in the outfield. Like, he was one of the best defensive outfielders that I saw at the future games. He was on Team Select. I was helping coach that team, and he was just so much fun to watch there. I'm really happy to get him and Carson there.
No, those great picks. I mean, I absolutely love those picks. It's just tough because now you guys have filled out your entire infield, and we can wait because up the middle, it was super deep. And there are guys on our list now that we can choose last that I absolutely love. So, I'm just giving you a little foreshadowing here. When we pick you guys last, we would have taken you much earlier, but now we can wait. We can fill out our other positions. We don't have to worry about it. And we're going to get incredible value with some left-handed hitters there late. So I think I am totally good with Nick if we want to take that dynamic arm there. We're going to go with our first relief pitcher. And we still have a spot open for a starter. But just this guy, to me, is one of the more just intriguing arms in the class. We're going to go Mason Breach. And I want to make sure I got that right. But Mason is out of Geneva, and he committed to Michigan State. He's a two-way guy as well, like in high school, but he came to the future games. And just in general, he is a guy that gives a different look. And that's why I think just why we want to pick him where we're picking him. You throw out those traditional righties with big-time stuff, and then you go to Mason, and he's got a low three-quarter delivery. He sinks it like crazy. He is just a very, very unique look that's going to give hitters a really tough time, especially one time through the order. So, Mason, you're our first reliever we're picking, and then I think we could go anywhere here. I kind of love that that thought, Dane. I mean, there are some good ones on the board. I don't know, is there any more value we want to get somewhere else? Because I think we could take him and fill him in as or we could throw some guys in the DH here a little later. I almost think we go this. But I don't know. Are we letting them off the hook then? Actually, they've already filled out theirs. Ooh, I don't know. There are some tough choices here. Let me see what our team looks like exactly. All right, let's go Dane. You wanna chat him up here? I like your choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a first baseman. Just a slugger. So I'll go with Keegan Sipe, first base. I'm a triad. It gives us another power left-handed bat put in this lineup. Just keeps getting lethal. So sorry, boys.
It's all good. It's all good. We got some options. That's just how our board's working right here. So I don't know. What are you guys thinking? I see we're texting right now. We had to maybe make some shifts around, Dane. But
I'll send it in.
yeah.
We're also going to add some thump to our lineup. Kind of the same variety here. Well, real quick, where do we want to put this first pick positionally?
That's my thought. Am I wrong there? You guys.
No.
Do we like?
Let's
we good with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna add left-handed hitter, slugger, another State Games monster to this team, and Evan Adamczewski out of Maine South. He's gonna be playing first base for us. Great protection in the lineup for Brady Cunningham. Just do not. I don't think your guys are gonna want to pitch to our guys. And then now, since you guys took Steger so early, it allowed us to fill a lot of the rest of our lineup out. And now we're going to take Ryan Wilberding as our catcher, going to Marshall, an electric arm behind the plate, right-handed hitter, has some thump. I know we can't technically play him here, but what's nice about Wilberding is he's versatile and athletic. And, if we really needed it in a pinch, the beauty with him as a prospect is he can play some outfield. So obviously not for this exercise, we won't be using him in the outfield, but really excited to get those two guys here.
He was a guy we were looking at. Potentially maybe throwing him in the DH slot, even though he can play some catcher and some outfield, can kind of do it all. I'm a big fan of Ryan Wilberding. Yeah, we're going to fill out our starting pitchers, and I love it. Like, talk about how deep this class is. There's so many guys we could choose from. But this one is going to be a now play. You talk, Tyler, I think in the intro, like, hey, this is if you're trying to win a 3-game series. There are some guys that, man, I would love to have on this team, especially picturing them 3, 4, 5 years down the road. But one of the most impressive arms at the Future Games, in my opinion, was Wade Osment. Crystal Lake Central, committed to Illinois, long levered, and he's just going to give us another strike thrower, sinker slider guy. I mean, he was working like 5-pitch innings at the Future Games against some of the best hitters in the country, and I love what he brings. And I think there's you talk floor, yeah, huge floor, but like there's way more in there too from a velo standpoint. And I just love that like he's as long as he is right now, and he's already a strike thrower, repeats, controls his body. I think it gives us a really, really good kind of repertoire there at the top. I mean, we got Caden Lozniewski, Brady Bunick, and Wade Osment. We are lacking the lefties. I'll admit it. I got it, but man, to me, it's like, yeah, lefty, righty. We'll take the best available and the freaking studs out there. So, love what we're doing. It is kind of hard. Like, you're totally right. You're able to sit on Wilberding there because we're only taking one position each. And I think like we are gonna just kind of sit on our infield. I'm cool with taking a DH, guys, and I really, really like this guy. I don't know how you guys feel, especially now that they took Evan Adamczewski, because he was going to be a now guy that we definitely were hoping to get later in the draft. We're going to fill out our DH, and we're going to go with Axel McKnight. I love left-handed hitters. I think everybody loves left-handed hitters. He's kind of down on our list right now, and I think he's a guy that over 2025, he slowly climbed our board, especially with what he did at the state games. Like, I think there's so much more in there, so much more to come. I love the floor right now, but I think the bat-to-ball skills were really impressive at the state games. It's Axel McKnight. He's a corner infielder at Libertyville. He's uncommitted as well. But he's got bat-to-ball skills, and it's a loose, strong swing, and he's got power. And I think there's more power to come. So we're really, really filling out our lineup here with some dynamic guys. A nice mix of left, right with Steger, Sipe, Rooney, Gluting. Now you got Axel McKnight in the mix. Like, I could not be happier with the way this thing's shaping up. So those are our 2 picks this round. Appreciate you guys letting me get long-winded on these guys. They deserve to be hollered at and talked about. And Axel McKnight, we're going to be following you. Libertyville, yeah, they graduated some guys, but man, do they have some guys coming up, and he's one of them to look out for this spring.
Yeah, well, I think we're thinking we're gonna round out some, or not round out. We're gonna start our relievers here. So, Tyler, I see you're unmuted. What are we going with here? Let them know.
Really excited to get both these guys. I feel like this late in the game, but first off, we're gonna take Austin Wingy out of Lockport. Slot him in as our first reliever. The beauty with both these guys we're about to take is both have starting capability. So, out of the pen, long relief. If for whatever reason one of our starters were to not have their A stuff that day, could plug and play either of these guys out of the pen. With Wingy, it's hard for me not to go back to what I saw this spring. Him closing out a game for Lockport. It's very dynamic stuff. Touched on it, I think, 2 episodes ago. He's still uncommitted. But love getting Austin Wingy here out of Lockport. And then on the turn, we're going to take Colin Doyle out of Downers Grove North. Another beauty with Doyle, man. He's a starter, but would love to have him out of the pen. Big, imposing guy that I think would strike a lot of fear into the opposing lineup. Seeing that guy come running out of the bullpen late in the game to finish it off, and Doyle's committed to Duke. So love getting those two guys right here. Very excited about it.
There's some healthy discussions being had right now on the Google Doc. Man, you mentioned Colin Doyle. He was a guy that when I was talking about all the options you had at starting pitcher, certainly looking at him. I know we went with Wade Osment, but love Colin Doyle. Love that selection. And Austin Wingy as well. He was on our list for relievers, so you guys kind of took our next pick there, which has made us have some discussions here. You guys are all in agreement with that lefty that you guys want on the board here? So we're also going to fill out our relievers. Our first reliever we're going to take, and I mentioned it on our previous picks, like we've been full of right-handers. We're going to take Hayden Adamowicz out of Schaumburg. Need a lefty. He's got some velo. He's a strike thrower. Threw really well down at the future games as well. I think he's a guy too, like as his breaking ball continues to get firmer and sharper, he's going to be a really, really tough matchup for lefties out there. So Hayden Adamowicz, throwing him in here. And then we're going to go with a guy who's nowhere near his ceiling right now. Yeah, we've got a ton of floor guys on our roster. We got to take one that I think maybe when you really factor in all these arms that we had on our list, I'm most excited to see about when he's like 22, 23 years old. Because I think the sky is the limit, and it's Charlie Spohr out of St. Anthony down there in Effingham. He's a guy like for me, hey, Charlie, take this ball, aim middle, and just cut it loose. He's got a breaking ball. Like right now, he's really a 2-pitch guy with a ultra clean mover, a great looking frame, 6'2", how you draw it up, and young looking face. Like I think as he hits the weight room, he gets after it. Sky is the limit for him, and I want him on my team. And just for anybody out there that still needs an arm with some upside, Charlie Spohr is a guy from Southern Illinois that people need to check out. Yeah, it's not as polished as it's going to be someday, but I am all in. I'm buying stock in that guy.
All right, guys, they are done with pitching. Can I just make that pick, please? Are we confident in that name that we've been saying? Because I really want that name.
Well, or do you see what?
Okay.
Did you see what I just texted?
Let's do that. I like that pick too because we can fill out.
Because we can wait.
That guy at the
I
end.
mean, that
can
be the perfect Mr. Irrelevant pick of all time. Yeah. So
it sounds like they don't have your back, Gav. It's some dysfunction over there. Come on now.
There's no tension at all. We are actually so united on this pick right now. So
no, we're just making a smart pick. So you can't get this guy because we're going to take a Dane favorite right here. For our DH, we're going to take Easton DiBernardi, one of Dane's favorite players of all time. Absolutely love the video from state games, and really excited to get him here. And then on the turn
Tyler,
for outfield,
I just want to add.
Yeah.
Yesterday when we were going through this, we were watching video. His left-handed swing looks amazing, and from the sounds of it, the kid just tore it up at the state games. He had a really like Tyler was a big fan of him coming away from the event. He's Ottawa Marquette kid. I mean, they consistently for a small school are pumping out really good talent. I am so happy with that pick at this point in the draft. So, but also just he's an uncommitted 2027 that is a good arm as well. But we're taking him here as our DH.
Yeah, I think we're getting an absolute steal getting Jazaris Mackmore this late in the draft as our last outfielder. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that tore it up at the Rock, tore it up at almost every stop that we saw him at. I mean, he's physical, he has thump, he can go get it, he's a good athlete, kind of checks all those boxes you want, and for us to get him this late in the draft fires me up. In our little text chat, when they said a few rounds ago that they were all done with their outfielders, we knew we could wait on him a little bit. So
I like it. No, Jazaris is a stud. Another guy that's like really kind of skyrocketed up our board in 2025. Multi-sport athlete. So to round out the draft, like I think we got some amazing value here, and we're gonna be creative with the positions because we still have second base and third base open. Both these guys can play up the middle. They both play shortstop, especially coming into this year. We're going to take Parker Roop out of Normal U High. He's going to be our third baseman. We're going to stick him over there at the hot corner. Just gives us another left-handed bat. He absolutely tore up the state games. Hit a home run, maybe a couple extra base hits at the event. I just feel like every time I looked over, he was on the barrel with authority. And he's another guy that, like, man, is there so much more ceiling to come. Was just kind of like steady Eddie climbing our board this year and really culminated with an unbelievable state games. Is it Belmont he's committed to? I don't have it pulled up right now.
Yep, Belmont.
Committed to Belmont. And then at second base, you can see Dane's filling it in right there. But he's going to be playing shortstop for McHenry. We got Landon Clements, UIC commit. Another one. Young looking, face, tons of upside there. Love the floor and the ceiling combination. He can really run. Like, it was Carver Cone, Landon Clements, and Caden Wozniewski, 1, 2, 3 at McHenry this past spring. And you're not going to find, 3 better runners in a row in a lineup. Every single one of those guys, I was getting around 4-2 down the line at state. Love the way he plays. We got a bunch of grinders. We got a bunch of guys with present talent and a ton of upside. And, I mean, you look at our lineup now, just full of left-handed hitters. And guys that don't strike out, really good bat to ball guys. We got a bunch of power in there. We got guys that can run. We can do a little bit of everything with our lineup. So yeah, really good, good way to finish off the draft there for team 2.
Well, what's good for us is that we're going heavy left-handed pitchers. Going to make it tough on those left-handed bats. And you guys picked an Effingham.
Hey, you got 3 of them. You got 3 righties, 3 lefties.
You guys picked an Effingham right-handed pitcher. Or St. Anthony right-handed pitcher.
Yep.
We're taking a Effingham left-handed pitcher, Carter Brady, to round this out. Left-handed arm, uncommitted, in the 2027 class.
I love it. No, Carter Brady's, man, every video I see is unbelievable. I just can't believe you guys, to throw out another name there, I know he was a Pete favorite. You guys had to have some tough choices with Anthony Farina at Lockport. I can't believe you didn't go 2 Lockport guys. Get Wingy and Farina in there, but shout out to Lockport. Like, those are 2 good arms that they'll have this spring. But go ahead, Tyler. I think you might have been ready to say something, or Pete.
Well, no, we were talking about it, but we wanted to give Southern Illinois some love, so that's the route we went there. But yeah, Anthony Farina, you're on my team.
Yeah, he was in my list too, and I felt like I couldn't take him. I had to give you the option to at least take him, so left him on the board for you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I would just be really excited to see our left-handed arms against all of your left-handed bats. I mean, do you guys have one right-hander?
It doesn't matter. It does
not
matter.
I think it might.
With how gross they're not phased by the left.
With how gross Chase Reinhardt, Jimmy Benson, Carter Brady. Oh boy, I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe if you had 6 of them, but we're not worried about 3 left-handed arms and 3 righties. We're gonna be just fine. What's so cool about this though too is, like, we've filled out our lineups. we obviously love our team on team two, but like I look at your team, it's loaded. It's absolutely loaded.
And same with you guys.
Yeah, so fun doing this and like getting to talk through a lineup and looking at your infield, like Blake Ragsdale, Colin Campbell, and Carson Trivellini. Like those are three of the most dynamic defenders in the state, and guys that can kind of do it all. Like Colin Campbell, left-handed hitter. Blake Ragsdale, I heard he was playing some center field this fall. Like he's just an athlete. That like you watch him on the field, the moxie, the mannerisms really, really stands out. And then you got Andrew Talbert. Like he's another guy that you could play at short, at second, and in center field. Just a high level athlete, also a football guy. No, so I can talk all the smack I want, but when you really break it down and look at it, like Ryan Wilberding is one of my favorite guys in the class. You see what he can do behind the plate and with the bat. I'm in on him. Just another stud up there at Libertyville. So all in good fun, but really cool how this turned out.
Well, and I'd be remiss if I didn't point out there were a couple times where we had a guy like circled for our next pick that you guys just happened to take right before us. So I want to give some of those picks some love. Like, absolutely love the Quinn Rooney pick. We thought we could maybe hold off on him. We were, again, these guys I'm about to rattle off. You took them right before we were. Anthony Cardilano out of Brother Rice. Love that pick. Trevor McClure. I think that's a heck of a sleeper two-way player that you guys took right there. That's one guy just in general out of this 27 class. I absolutely cannot wait to see him play again when he's healthy. So love those picks. We also were circling Wade Osment there as a potential sneaky guy to get later in the game. So just want to shout out those picks. I think those were good picks on your guys' part.
Early on, they took Steger. Earlier, that like we were thinking we were going to get him, and they took him. So they got him right before us too. So that's another one.
Well, and you say, Rooney, the biggest thing with him was like, do you take him as your utility? Do you take him as a two-way guy? Do we slotted him in left? And the discussion there is we loved Omar Avalos too, and it's like, do you wait on Rooney? Do you put him somewhere else? Do you take Omar? And yeah, so the dynamic of it was fun. I love that you guys had like your top pref list, and we kind of did ours a little different because that made it very unique. And then I love some of your sleeper picks, like guys that are lower down in the list. In Easton DiBardini, I think I might have just butchered that name. DiBernardi at Ottawa Marquette, but no, it's the fact that we were able to get Caden Wisniewski and Brady Bunick to headline our staff, I was just over the moon. And then you throw Tristan Stager in there. It was just a good way to start the draft. And maybe that first pick was a little more crucial than I realized.
Well, and that was kind of a conundrum we were having because we knew whoever got first pick, right, it was like kind of a shoo-in. You're going to take Caden Wisniewski. You'd almost be crazy not to. But then from there, we were like, okay, if we get second and third pick, we for sure wanted to get Brady Cunningham, no doubt about it. But then it's funny because both these guys are going to Kentucky. We had a discussion yesterday. Do you take Traxton Roberts or do you take Tristan Steger? And for us, we really wanted to get the starting pitcher because there's guys like Ryan Wilberding in this class, a couple other catchers like Rocco Triolo out of Lincoln Way East. You got Shane Torres down at Wabansie Valley. Like there are different ways we could go, but we really wanted to lock up Traxton Roberts there, so we also had that conundrum. We thought maybe you guys would be what's the word? Not smart enough to take Steger right there, but you guys obviously did. That was like a no-brainer to pair him with those two arms. So it was a conversation we had.
And it came down to the value. You mentioned it with the catchers. Yeah, Wilberding and Steger. To me, it's like, hey, we're going to take the left-handed hitting catcher. We're going to lock down. If we're going to have two legit arms, like I want my catcher right away. And then looking at starting pitchers, yeah, like I love Traxton Roberts. I think it's a great pick. You talk floor ceiling. That guy's as good as it gets. But it was like, dude, we didn't even talk about Matt Ritchie. And it's like, do I throw Matt Ritchie as a starter, a reliever? Like we all love him. The breaking ball could play really good out of the pen. So, like, there's just so many. Colin Doyle, I think you guys took him as a reliever. It was like, okay, the depth in starters is a lot bigger, but the fact that we got Caden and Brady, it was like, all right, now we only need one more. So really took the pressure off there. So I didn't know how this was going to work out, but it was really cool going through the process.
Yeah, so team Pete, final picks, catcher Ryan Wilberding, first base Evan Adamczewski, second base Blake Ragsdale, Shortstop, Colin Campbell. Third base, Carson Trivellini. Left field, Omar Avalos. Center field, Cole Brandt. Right field, Jazaris Mackmore. DH, Easton D. Bernardi. Utility, Andrew Talbert. Two-way player, Brady Cunningham. Our 3 starting pitchers are Traxton Roberts, Chase Reinhart, and Jimmy Benson. And then our 3 relievers are Austin Wingy, Colin Doyle, and Carter Brady. So if you guys want to run through your team quick.
Yeah, I'll get it going. Catcher, Tristan Stager. Got first base, Keegan Sipe, who all he did was face left-handed arms at the future games and was unfazed. Second baseman, Landon Clements. Shortstop, Jackson Tucker. Third base, Parker Roop. Left field, we got Quinn Rooney. Center field, we got Anthony Cardilano. Right field, Tyler Gluting. Handling the DH for us is going to be Axel McKnight. Utility is Cash Van Houten. Two-way player, Trevor McClure. Starting pitchers, Caden Wisniewski, Brady Bunick, Wade Osment. Relief pitchers, Mason Breach. Am I saying that right? I feel like I keep messing that up. Breach. Mason Breach, Hayden Adamowicz, and Charlie Spohr.
All right, well, keep an eye out. We'll try and get a graphic out here next week with our teams. And a reminder, it's a 3-game set. Who would win? So if you guys want to let us know who you guys think would be the winner out of these rosters, just let us know in the comments on Twitter and Instagram. But we'll get that out. But with all of that being said, I hope you guys all have a great holiday with family, friends, whoever you're with. Enjoy these next couple weeks leading into the new year. It's a good time to spend with family and friends and the people you care about. So hope you guys have a good holiday. Appreciate you listening.
And I'll say this, hopefully by the time you guys are this comes out, the Bears just got an absolutely monumental win over the Packers. And hopefully the Steelers do you guys a favor and somehow beat the Lions. I don't have a ton of confidence because the Lions have their backs up against the wall and we got to play them at their place. But hopefully it's a great weekend of football, and hopefully when you guys are listening to this, everybody's pumped because the Bears are going into Christmas with a nice little lead in the NFC North. So
happy holidays, and I know I speak for our entire staff. Like looking forward to an awesome 2026. Really like ready to get this going here with our busy winter schedule starting up in mid to late January and working all the way through the high school season and then getting into all the high school stuff. We love it, whether it's the preseason previews, the kickoff classic, or just crushing games throughout the spring and, getting into that mid to late April, time frame when we can actually catch some decent weather leading into the playoffs. So excited for this upcoming year.